Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Is this channel and this video for you? Well, if you would like to learn about fully custom, fully designed things like this battery enclosure, like this beautiful, custom made, custom everything, longboard deck for electrical longboard, then yes, this video is for you. So in today's video guys, we're going to talk about custom Frit. So Frit. What the hell is it? Well, let me put it this way. If you're riding skateboard or electrical skateboard, you know that in order to stay on your deck, you need some sort of surface covering that is quite rough. So it kind of sticks you to the deck so you don't slide off when you take off or slow down. And that is the grip tape. Pretty much a sandpaper stuck to your deck. You can step that up and you can go for, let's say, a custom printed sandpaper or the grip tape with whatever design you want, from nothing at all to airbrush one like this one here, custom made for me, or for something, you know, a bit more girly like Louis Vuitton or something like that. But if you're not happy with that, what you could do, you can custom cut your grip tape like this one here on my AT setup. I can see you are still not happy with those options. Well, then the only option you got is this very popular and becoming whoosha of the skateboard world, Frit. Well, it's not that complicated really. It's just bits of glass. Yes, you can take the glass, smash it up, put a lot of resin on your deck and just scatter that around. It will work. It will probably going to look not as good. It will probably going to cut your hand if you grab onto it, but it will work. So let me tell you about the Frit. So Frit, it's a very colorful glass. You can get it in different sizes. If you get it from companies, which you can, little can like this will set you back about $5-8, you know, something like that. That's enough to probably do, if you get like different colors, 3-4 decks. Okay, so it's not expensive, but there is a reason why, let's say, decided to go for a professionally made Frit, because they actually stick in a big tumble dryer and they kind of round off all the really stupidly sharp edges, and you can get a variety of colors, guys. I mean, some of the stuff you get is like absolutely amazing. Anyway, let's cut this story short. What I have done, I was getting a lot of questions from my electrical skateboarding friends and followers and everyone else, especially on electrical skateboards Facebook forum. And by the way, if you are not yet joined, I think you should. We got some cool and friendly people on there, and we are all about DIY and the rest, so check us out. Anyway, so I get a lot of questions about Frit, and what I do like to do is actually try something for myself so I can be confident to actually say things, and I know that is true because, well, I tried it. Now, what you see here is a fully custom built deck. This is the Tsunami for my new build, DIY build, okay? It's got increased depth for the batteries, blah, blah, carbon fiber wrapped and skinned from underneath, carbon fiber wrapped and skinned from the top with different type of carbon. All the edges are done in carbon. The top guards, well, it is a fully custom made deck. So if you like what you see here, just stay tuned, because after this, what you have is a long but very detailed tutorial about Frit, types of Frit, how to do it, and actually exactly how I've done this here. Okay guys, so let's quickly talk about Frit. I'm doing some work on my deck and the battery enclosure at the same time, just a bit of an experiment. So for everyone who doesn't know, Frit is just bits of broken glass, as you can see in my hand right now. They come in different sizes. The one in my hand is coarse. You can also get medium, which is this. They do come in different colors, and you can also get really fine. Okay, so the way it works, you prepare your deck, you put some resin over it. While resin is still fresh but not too fresh, you drop the bits of Frit on it. This here is the coarse. As you can see, they're really large pieces, so we need to put so much resin on it so we sink them almost fully into the resin, otherwise they will come off. So this is just a trial piece, guys. So something I want to experiment on. It looks like no one wants to tell me how to work with this stuff. It's some sort of big secret. So let's sprinkle a bit more Frit. So we go for a medium mixture on this side here. And it looks like it's actually sinking into the resin quite nicely. So I think I will definitely going to like the way the medium looks like better. Space it out a bit more. Should we give it just a bit more color? And we'll give it just a bit more color. So idea is the glass is protruding through the resin and makes it nice and sharp, same like the grip tape would do. Okay. Let's see what's gonna happen if we use the fine. Oh, no, fine is way too fine, guys. This is fine. Nah, that's way too fine. Yeah, well, so looking at it, I think the medium sinks into the resin quite nicely, actually, compared to the coarse. Yeah, well, we'll see. So this is going to dry up, and I'm going to put another coat of resin over this. So guys, here we go. We got a second layer of resin on the Frit. So this is the coarse one. This is the fine, which is pretty much disappeared under the second coat. This is the medium. It's still protruding, so yeah, it's looking quite nice actually. And because I've mixed up the colors, it's actually not too bad. And just a tip, so you won't be able to like brush over it. You kind of dab it. You dab the resin around the Frit. Let the first coat dry quite well, because when you start dabbing, some of the bits come off. But in my case, only 2 came off. I think they're still in the cup. See? Yeah, it's only 1. Okay, so let it dry. As you can see, this is by how much the coarse is still protruding. And this is the medium one. As you can see now, I've got many more layers of resin. So this one here is the medium one. To be honest, rubbing across it, it's still quite grippy, but not as grippy as it was 1 coat before. However, if you look at the depth, it's perfect, so the Frit will not fall out, but it's still quite grippy. On a coarse, well, forget about the really fine, because you can't even feel it no more. It's pretty much just little bumps. So fine is not good for Frit on the electrical skateboard as a grip tape. So on the coarse, as you can see, it's still protruding quite a bit, and that's about, I think like 3 layers of resin on it already. So it's not bad. I think it's to the point where it's not gonna fall out, and it's still protruding a lot. Like, it's really, some of the bits are like stupidly sharp, like this one here, you know, but you can't really control that much. So yeah, I'm not sure. I think I kind of like the look of the medium, because it's not as aggressive, but the coarse gives you more clarity in between it, because you don't need to use as many, so you can actually see the design that you have behind or under the resin. The experiment continues. What I've done was I've applied another coat of resin on the coarse Frit, so I can sink it a bit more. Still protruding, but now I think it's getting to the stage where it will stay in place. The really small one, no point talking about it. And with the medium, I've done another coat on half of it, so right here, and left this one with just 2 coats. So when it's dry, we're going to take a look which one is the better option. Let me just turn this around. So as you can see, more resin, less resin. Alright, we'll see. So in order for me to actually comment or say anything about a subject, I normally actually do it myself and investigate and try it. This way I'm confident that if I say something, I actually have some experience behind it. And this is going to go for a Frit as well. So yes, I have decided to use Frit on my new Tsunami deck. And in order to do so, I have, yes, sanded the whole lot down. Even though she did look quite nice, but in order to lay the Frit, you have to get it nice and rough so you can actually stick stuff onto it. I'm not gonna do just a pile of Frit over the resin. It's just it's possible and it's fine, it will work, but I want it to be something different, something special. So I've got some parts coming in, they're custom made. It's going to help me with creating a custom design Frit. Okay, so this is my idea of making a Frit special and custom. I haven't seen anyone doing this, so it's something new. Hopefully it's going to work out. I'm actually going to use the Tsunami deck for it, so if it doesn't work out, well, it's going to be really painful to reverse this all back. So here we go. So guys, what I've done, so I've got some custom cuts and custom design stencils made for me. This stencil will give me a chance to actually have Frit not just scattered around, but actually have some sort of form to it. I'm still not sure if I'm going to use the waves in this type or this type. Might do one and another, don't know yet. You will also need some spray glue to keep those down. Obviously different Frit, still not quite sure what I'm going to use, but I have an idea. Well, and that's it, and patience, and of course resin and time. Okay, so stencil is now applied. I've chosen to go straight on 90 degrees to the deck, not angling for the feet. It's wide enough, I think, and plus this deck can then be used by Goofy and normal as well. So straight enough-ish. I went just up a little bit on the drop down because I like my foot to be locked in this area. Now obviously first resin coat and Frit. Okay, so I have decided to go with this wave design on one side and more simple design on here. I don't know, I just want to test them out. Yeah, this way you can maybe determine the front and the back of the board depending how you ride, and plus I don't know, I just want to see it. Okay, so resin is now applied. It took it took 20 grams of actual mixture, so 15 of resin and 5 of hardener. So what's happening now, guys, you see the stencil is creating like pools of resin, and this is where we're going to put the Frit. And hopefully when we peel this off, when I'm saying hopefully because that's the first time I'm doing this, well, I'm going to give it some time and I'm going to sprinkle some Frit. So I got a variety of Frit, guys, sizes and colors, but my test did show that using a really fine one is still very good, because after 2 coats you can actually feel it no more. The medium is quite nice. The large is very clear, it looks really nice when it's finished. Well, as you can see on this photo right here, this is my test piece. So this blue one did work out okay. So I'm not sure what the hell I'm gonna do. Oh, yeah, I think I'm just gonna go medium. Okay, so this is what I've decided to do. It's a mixture of dark and light. I think it's gonna be quite nice. And now for the little tiny spaces, just to make sure this design is visualized, I will use really light blue, but it's the fine one. So it's gonna outline the design. The larger one will actually work as a grip tape, and the fine one just actually for design. Okay, so this is where we are now, guys. Yeah, should be nice. Well, hopefully the stencil will come off. This is the main idea of the stencil, to keep the form, to keep the design, the shape of it. So now it's all about timing, not to let it dry too much, but don't peel it off too early. Well, fingers crossed. It's always hard to do something for the first time. Okay, so moment of truth, guys. Let's peel back the stencils. I've chosen that glue, the spray glue, purposely, so it should not dry up quickly. Okay, so there we go. Stencil is off, and we've got the design that I wanted. Very nice. Just need to clean up all the glue, and then we're going to apply more resin. So this is what we got. Okay, next step, guys, we're going to lock in this Frit using the resin. Okay, so far, and obviously with the help of my little angel, we've achieved a design of Frit. So it's not too messy now, so I kind of like it. So if you look from the top, it's not going to be too invasive. But when you look sideways, you will see the wave design. Hold on, Mila. And the wave design here. This is only second resin coat, really thin. Many more to go. Okay, so little one wants to take part. I'm sure she's going to do a great job. What's that? Well done. Don't touch the resin. Okay. A bit more blue. Yes. Well done. Thank you. So I'm applying a third coat. Now so you understand that the Frit right now is protruding a lot. So you can actually brush it on like you would do a resin on, let's say, carbon fiber skinning. So you kind of have to dab it, because if I would brush over it right now, I will take off quite a few Frit bits, and I don't want that to happen. So you kind of dab it. It's quite a lot of resin. Resin will spread out. Stick the Frit down, and also we'll start building up between the Frit lines. Maybe the next coat we'll be able to just brush over, I think we will, but not this one. There we go, that's how you do it. Kind of dab it all the way around. Okay, so it's time for the next coat, and the way you know it is it's a bit tacky but doesn't run anymore. Now I think I should be able to just apply it as I would a normal resin, so actually right across the frit, because now it's locked in. This is not going to run away or become loose. Beautiful. So now you're going to do a nice and even finish and get all the areas covered so resin gets everywhere, and start building this up so resin is now sinking in. So this is next morning, guys. The wave and the design wave. Depending on the angle you look in, it just comes to life. Very nice. Nicely sunk. Took me until pretty much post midnight. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's grippy. Yeah, nice. I like it. Okay guys, so you probably already know what I'm about to say. Next step is to sand and sand and sand. As I said in a live video yesterday, by the way, if you haven't seen it, check it out. We need to get this transition between the area where resin is locking the frit and also the flat surface here. This needs to be nice and smooth. At the same time, when you're locking in the resin, sorry, the frit, the resin will drip down on the side, you know. So this is already sanded down side, and this is something that I still have to do. It needs to be nice and smooth. You want it smooth, smooth, smooth. Okay, so get ready for a bit more sanding. Okay, so we are as sanded out as possible. I don't know now if it's any good or not. I'll show you how to actually check. We're going to actually wet this down with a hose. It's all sealed, so it's fine, but you will see then when it's wet how it's going to look like when it's lacquered. So that's pretty much how I check if I need to sand any more. Just before we do that, I want to ensure that all the threads are clear from all that dust, resin dust, because with water they will create like a sludge. Okay guys, so the first wash down, and that's going to give me the full idea of how this deck is going to look like after it is clear coated. You ready? Oh yeah, this is beautiful. And a wave design pattern. Oh yeah, I like it. Okay guys, so finish the frit. Yeah, I've done a bit more sanding last night, and today we're going to apply some clear coat. It's a bit different. Some people leave the resin coat over the frit, which is fine. I found a clear coat which I will cover in full in my next video. Something interesting I'm using. Very expensive, but it's supposed to be 2K, got the activator in it. It's quite cool. But what I wanted to show you, it's a self-made spray booth, because I'm sick of all the bugs and dirt and dust that's falling on my clear coat. And I'll show you how the deck looks like now after sanding. It's going to be a bit dull, don't worry. As I said before, if you want to see how it's going to look like, wet it down and you'll see roughly how the deck will look like after finishing with clear coat. So let me show you in a bit closer. Okay, so this is my idea of a DIY spray booth. It's a really cheap, I think like £11 tent from eBay. Yeah, it's open on the front. I think it's a beach tent. A little door, which is going to shut after I've sprayed. So pretty much you get, you know, some sort of cover from any dust falling onto your surface or surface that you're clear coating or even if you're doing resin, that's a good solution, cheap solution. I was looking for like purposely made spray booths, but they're way too expensive. So this is how the decks looks like. Now you see, nice and dull, yeah, but after it gets clear coated, hopefully it will look nice. What I do recommend you do is kind of think to yourself how you're going to handle the deck after you spray it. So I need to do the bottom, the sides, and also the top of the deck. So I've done these rods, you see there. So this is what I'm going to grab onto when I spray the bottom, and I'm going to turn the board around and yeah, gently rest it onto the block that I made out of the box. Let me show you. So this is how it's going to look like after I turn it around, okay? You need to think this through and kind of try doing it, because after it's all wet, it's going to be quite hard, okay? So that's my solution. So this is how the Frit looks like at the moment. Sanded down, dull, you know, it looks bad and scary, but hopefully it's going to work out. So next step is paint preparation wipes, just to make sure the surface is nice and clear of all the oil or whatever not, and we're going to clear coat. Guys, I don't want to sound like a dad, but please wear eye protection, FP3 minimum protection for your breathing, and gloves when you're working with spray, because you'll be surprised how much stuff you will breathe in. Okay, so please DIY safely. Okay guys, it stinks really bad. There's still vapors coming off it. Look. Sorry guys, I couldn't show you anymore because I wanted to close this up as soon as I can. So I've put the door down. It's really thin plastic. So just a good advice, when you do that, always make sure that this plastic can actually swing towards your freshly painted or coated item. Guys, sucks when the dust gets stuck to it. So that's it, so it's all secured. I've vent a couple of holes at the bottom just for it to vent and dry. Well, that's it. In a couple of hours we'll see how she looks like. Guys, very good tip when you are spraying, try if you can wet down the area about a meter, 2 meters away from where you're spraying, because that dust, fine dust from the clear coat, especially this one here, it just settles everywhere. So I wetted the door down and the walls and the floor. This way it doesn't have chance to stick to anything. I'm presenting to you the complete Tsunami deck. Custom Frit, custom logo, custom carbon fiber, skidding. Look at this finish. Let's take a look a bit closer so you can see the depth of the actual Frit after it's sunk. So here we go. It is definitely secured, but it's still nice and grippy. Beautiful. That's a medium Frit. I've used 3 different colors to do this color pattern. Ah, look at this finish. It's so glossy. And the carbon fiber sides, look. That just came out so nice. So guys, I hope you really like this video. It's a bit long, but you know what? That's my style, that's the way I do it. I share information that I've got with everyone in a full detail, okay? So now we got a custom printed, custom made battery enclosure. Look at this. And to match, we got custom made deck. By the way, if you want to learn how I build this deck here, I got 5 videos on my channel. That's deck build 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Also how to do design like this yourself, of whatever you actually want. It is available on my channel as well. Check it out guys. And please DIY safely, please ride safely and enjoy your hobby. and your life. See you soon.